at body camera 1.
Quick slant out. And another incomplete pass intended there to number 2, Jake Kenner.
Yeah. If you're the Eagles, you have to get up on this defensive play and force the quarterback to make an error.
Excellent. You got the ball in. Nicely done. 3-3. Go to 3.
By Bell. Bell breaks 2 tackles.
It's all you 3.
Bell's
Nicely
out.
done.
Oh,
he should have stayed there. Keep following them back 3.
On behalf of the Miamisburg High School student body, we would like to thank all of you for coming out tonight to watch our own Miamisburg Vikings battle Fairmont. Tonight is also a special night for our community. It is the night when old friends and alumni of Miamisburg reunite and cheer on their alma mater. Tonight is the night when new memories are created and outstanding people of our school and community are recognized. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2019 Miamisburg Homecoming. Tonight's 2019 Homecoming Grand Marshal is Jeannie Toadvine. Jeannie Toadvine moved to Miamisburg in 1959 and started first grade at Kinder Elementary School. She graduated from Miamisburg High School in 1972 and married her high school sweetheart Dale in 1975. All 3 of their children are Miamisburg High School graduates. 7 of their grandchildren are currently attending Miamisburg schools, and their oldest grandson graduated from MHS in 2015. After 18 years of working for the Ellen Berry Company, Jeannie left the business profession to become a teacher. Her first year to teach was at Carlisle High School, and then she received the call she had been waiting for. The call came from Bill Laprice, and he asked her if she was interested in applying for a job at Wance Middle School. She interviewed, got the job, and for the last 24 years has been teaching social studies at both Wance and Miamisburg Middle School. As an educator for Miamisburg City Schools, Jeannie Toadvine has taken thousands of students on their 8th grade DC trip and has been a part of designing and implementing the Peers for Peace program, Veterans Day program, and the 5th grade Bridges program. Ms. Toadvine has retired from teaching, and when asked what she missed the most, she said, "The students. I love the middle schoolers. They are full of fun and have many important facts about what I should wear and listen to. I loved every minute of being with my students." Let's have a round of applause for Miss Jeannie Toadvine. Next, I would like to introduce the 2019 Miamisburg Homecoming Court. Our first couple tonight is Miss Sky Smith and Mr. Paul Walker. Sky Smith is the daughter of Christy and Derek Smith and little sister to Summer Smith. Sky has been involved in dancing for 6 years and is also part of Miamisburg Media Arts Tech Prep program. Her plans after high school include attending a 4-year university to get a nursing degree, then completing a 2-year program to become a CRNA. Paul Walker is the son of Paul Walker Sr. and Lisa Walker, and brother to Emily Walker. Paul has been playing piano since he was 6 years old and percussion since the 6th grade. This year marks Paul's 5th year in the Miamisburg Marching Band. At school, he is involved in National Honor Society as well as the Wind Symphony and jazz bands. After high school, he plans to attend the University of Cincinnati to study percussion performance. Our second couple tonight is Miss Jamie Suter and Mr. Isaac Willis. Jamie is the daughter of Jeff and Tara Suter, and Jamie has been a cheerleader for 10 years and is currently a varsity football cheerleader. Jamie is a volunteer at Kinder Elementary, St. John's Church, and the Viking Cafe. She also helps with blessings in a bag and cleaning and preparing the football uniforms. After graduation, Jamie would like to work and continue to volunteer at church and in her community. Isaac Willis is supported tonight by his parents John and Elaine Willis and his brother Vance. Isaac is a member of the Bold Club and the Interact Club. He is an honor roll student and has also been acknowledged as a Miamisburg High School Student of the Month. After high school, Isaac hopes to attend Project Search. Our third couple is Miss Carly Bowling and Mr. Nick Stager. Carly is the daughter of Renee and Marvin Bowling and the sister to Danielle, Christy, Ray, and Shane Bowling. Carly is a member of the Media Arts program and is a 4-year letterman on the Miamisburg cheerleading team. Carly has been a student athletic trainer for 3 years. After high school, Carly plans to attend Sinclair Community College for 2 years, then transfer to a 4-year university to finish her education in veterinary medicine. Fun fact about Carly, she has been training her golden retriever Bella to become a therapy dog. Nick Stager is the son of Rachel Zendorf and Nick Stager Sr. Nick plays on the MHS tennis team and is a student in Miamisburg Media Arts class. Last year, Nick won the JV Coaches Cup tournament and is a leader of your own Miamisburg student section. He plans on furthering his academic career at Harvard Law School next fall. And a fun fact, Nick's mom is known to be the best cook in the entire world. Our fourth couple is Miss Emmy Fisher and Mr. Eli Summers. Emmy Fisher is the daughter of Amy and David Fisher. She is number 4 out of 6 kids and is an aunt to Ruthie. Emmy is a member of Media Arts and Impact. She has worked at Milano's for a year now. Emmy enjoys hanging out with her friends and her dog Cav outside school. She plans on attending a 4-year college to further her education after high school. Eli Summers is the son of Charlie and Cher Summers and brother of Noah Summers. Eli is a part of Media Arts, Berg Impact, and the Miamisburg Young Life basketball team. He is also a member of the Miamisburg football and lacrosse team. Eli is a 4-year letterman, 3-year captain, and 3-year starter for the lacrosse team. His future plans are to attend a 4-year university with the possibility of playing lacrosse. Our 5th couple is Miss Allie Petroff and Mr. Connor Musgrove. Allie Petroff is the daughter of Greg and Nikki Petroff and the sister of Grant and Abby Petroff. She has been highly involved in cheerleading for 14 years and will be a 4-year varsity letterman. She is a member of the National Honor Society and is also in the Media Arts Tech Prep program. She plans to attend a 4-year university majoring in speech pathology and minoring in French. A fun fact about Allie, her biggest fear is ketchup. Connor Musgrove is a senior and a captain of the Miamisburg football team and a part of the Exercise Science Tech Prep program. His parents are Tracy Musgrove and Corey Musgrove. After graduation, Connor plans to play football at the college level and pursue a degree in sports medicine. Couple is Miss Cindy Bruns and Mr. Corey Fries. Sydney Bruns is the daughter of Julie and David Bruns, sister to Paige Bruns, and has a dog named Gunner. Sydney is a 3-year varsity letterman in volleyball and played club volleyball for the past 6 years. At school, she is a part of the Principal's Advisory Committee, National Honor Society, and the Media Arts program. Sydney is currently doing half days at the Miami of Middletown campus. After high school, she plans on attending Miami University and majoring in middle childhood education. A fun fact about her is that she's been doing horseback riding for the past 7 years. Corey Fries is the son of Tiffany and Tim Fries. Corey is a member of the back-to-back GWalk West Championship Boys basketball team, where he serves as a team captain. He is also a member of the Media Arts program, acting as the morning news anchor and a producer on 1860 Bellevue. Corey is an avid fisherman and works as an independent video producer. Corey plans to attend college next year and major in creative marketing. Fun fact about Corey, he has had mono 3 times. There's a way to get rid of that, Corey. Our 7th couple is Miss Olivia Keenley and Mr. Corey Reese. Olivia Keenley is the daughter of John and Danielle Keenley and sister to Quinn Keenley. Olivia is a 3-year varsity letterman in volleyball and earned her varsity letter in swimming. She is also a rower. She is a part of the Miamisburg Media Arts class and works at Nothing Bundt Cakes. Olivia loves all animals immensely. Her favorite movie is Ace Ventura. She plans on attending Ohio University, where she will study environmental science. Her lifelong dream is to be a princess, and she is also a Libra. Corey Reese is the son of Jill and Sean Reese. He volunteers at Cox Arboretum and runs cross-country and track. He is a 4-year varsity runner for both cross-country and track, and he hopes to double major in entomology and plant biology in college. Our 8th couple is Miss Olivia Fogel and Mr. Jaden Lettner. Olivia is the daughter of Melissa and Aaron Fogel and sister of Austin Fogel. Olivia has spent 11 years involved in local theater and has been with MHS Theater since its relaunch in 2016. She trains vocally and has tried out for The Voice, getting called back last year, but not making it quite through. Olivia has taken choir and many honors and AP classes and is currently a part of Media Arts. She plans to continue her education by attending college next fall. Jaden Leitner is the son of Carl and Tara Leitner, an older brother to Kaylin. He is an honor roll student taking honors and college classes through Sinclair. Jaden is a part of the Media Arts program at the high school. He enjoys hanging out with the boys, making money, playing basketball, and leading the student section on game days. Although he hasn't made up his mind yet, he would like to major in something technological, and Jaden plans on going to either The Ohio State University, West Virginia, or Yale for college. Fun fact about Jaden, he made the homecoming court his senior year, as he is out on the field tonight. Our 9th couple tonight is Miss Lauren King and Mr. Braden Barr. Lauren King is the daughter of Janice and Jason King. Lauren is a 4-year varsity letterman on the Miamisburg cheerleading and track teams. She is an active member of the National Honor Society, Student Government, and Media Arts program. Outside of school, Lauren has danced competitively for 15 years. Her future plans are to attend a 4-year university and study in the health and science field. She's hoping to make memories and enjoy the rest of her senior year. Fun fact about Lauren, her favorite things to eat are ice cream and cheese, but last week she found out she's lactose intolerant. Braden Barr is the son of James and Amy Barr and the brother of Jordan and Preston Barr. Braden has been playing sports his entire life. He plays football and baseball for Miamisburg and is a captain on the football team. Braden has been a 3-year letter winner in football and a 2-year letter winner in baseball. Braden plans on either going to a 4-year college or a junior college to study business and play sports. Fun fact, Braden tends to be the best big brother on the planet. Our 10th couple is Miss Megan Gridley and Mr. Connor Dye. Megan is the daughter of Dawn Pruitt and Nate Gridley. Megan has 3 brothers, Mason, Ethan, and Darren, and is the baby of the family. Megan is a varsity basketball cheerleader. She has taken many CCP and honors classes, as well as being a member of the Media Arts Tech Prep. She spends most of her time hanging out with friends, cheering, or working at Sycamore Hospital. After high school, Megan plans to attend a 4-year university and major in nursing. Fun fact about Megan is her freshman year, she broke her pelvis while cheering and had to learn how to walk. Connor Dye is the son of Matt and Tanya Dye and a brother to Austin Dye. Connor is highly involved in football and baseball at the high school. He is a 3-year letterman of football and a team captain. He also lettered his junior year of baseball. At school, he is a part of the National Honor Society and the Exercise Science Tech Prep program. Connor plans on attending a 4-year university and majoring in engineering. Our 11th couple tonight is Miss Melissa Clymer and Mr. Colin Lovett. Melissa Clymer is the daughter of Eric and Susan Clymer, and she is a sister to Caitlin and Ashley and has a dog named Otis. Melissa's grown up in Miamisburg throughout her whole life. Melissa's favorite part about school has been joining the Media Arts Tech Prep class. She spends most of her time at cheer, hanging with friends, or working at the Rally House. She is a cheerleader for varsity football and game day. Melissa plans to attend her first 2 years of college at Sinclair and finish her interior design major at a 4-year college. Her parents, Eric and Susan, could not be more proud of her. Fun fact about Melissa, she is terrified of frogs and cracked her spine her freshman year. Colin is the son of David and Lindsay and the older brother of Jaden and Skylar. Colin is involved in wrestling, soccer, and tennis at the high school. He is a 3-year letterman in wrestling and a 2-year letterman in soccer. Colin is also taking the Tech Prep honors and honors exercise science. He plans on attending a 2-year college, then going to a university after studying sports management. Also with us tonight is the 2018 Homecoming King and Queen, Alex Sperry and Patrick Perrin. Alex is a first-year student at Capital University in Columbus, Ohio, where she is majoring in psychology and plans on adding a criminology and sociology minor to her resume starting her 2nd semester. Alex additionally plays for the women's basketball team at Capital University. Alex plans on continuing her education at Capital University for the next 4 years while eventually pursuing a master's degree in school psychology at The Ohio State University. Patrick graduated from MHS in May of 2019, and he is attending Sinclair Community College and is enrolled in the Culinary Arts program. He wants to become a head chef in a local restaurant and eventually open his own restaurant. He is also an assistant Boy Scout leader with Troop Number 402. This past summer, he completed a rigorous trek at the Fairmont Boy Scout camp in New Mexico. In his spare time, he enjoys swimming and working out at the YMCA. Now, what you all have been waiting for, the crowning of the 2019 Miamisburg Homecoming King and Queen. This year's 2019 Miamisburg Homecoming King is Isaac Miller. Congratulations, Isaac. You have been chosen by the student body of the Miamisburg High School to be our 2019 Homecoming King. And now for the Queen. The Homecoming Queen for 2019 is Miss Jamie Suter. Congratulations, Jamie. You have been chosen by the student body of Miamisburg High School to be our 2019 Homecoming Queen. Again, the student body of Miamisburg would like to thank all of you for coming out to view the 2019 Homecoming festivities. And of course, watch our Vikings defeat Fairmont. Don't forget that our homecoming dance will take place tomorrow evening from 7:30 until 10 p.m. in the MHS Gymnasium. Have a great evening and go Vikings!
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello and welcome to Holland Field in Miamisburg, Ohio for tonight's MVCC Game of the Week for week number 6. It is another G-Walk showdown as the 1-4 Miamisburg Vikings are set to host the 0-5 Fairmont Firebirds. Jeff Allen, Jared Bergstrom bringing you tonight's action. Quick recap, Jeff, how did the Firebirds fare last week?
Well, last week the Firebirds lost their 5th straight game of the season, losing to the Springfield Wildcats 34-7. The Firebirds fell down 21-0 at the half and kept it close throughout the game, but an explosive fourth by the Wildcats ended up making it a dismal night for the Firebirds. And Jared, how about the Vikings last outing?
Last week, the Vikings lost for the 3rd week in a row by more 35 more points. Last week, the Vikings lost to the Panthers 45-0 in our MVCC Game of the Week for last week. Not a lot of good went right for the Vikings, so let's see if they can bounce back tonight and try and win. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to Firebirds head coach Dave Miller.
Well, this is Dave Miller's 4th season with the Firebirds only, but he has been around a lot longer than that. He was Covington's head coach from 2007 to 2015 and had a legendary stint there, getting his name out there. He's also the former Twin Valley South head coach and the former 2017 OHSAA Division I Coach of the Year, earned those honors with Fairmont a couple years ago. And he comes into this game with a spectacular overall record of 140-67.
On the other side of the field, you have Lance Schneider. This is his first season as the Vikings head coach, but he's been a lot more around longer than that, too. He's Northmont's head coach from 1995 through the 2015 season, and he comes in with an overall record of 108-67. Jeff, why don't you tell us what has to happen for the Firebirds to get their first win of the season tonight?
Well, Jared, first of all, on the Fairmont offense, you have to keep third down manageable. Their triple option system, time management is the name of the game. If they can keep third down manageable, they can keep the chains running, and they can win this game and control it from their standpoint. And also, their offensive line needs to block better. That's another key point of a triple option offense. You definitely need to instill dominance in your offensive line and discipline. And the last one is a little risky for Fairmont, but gamble on 4th down. They haven't taken a lot of chances this year, and we saw that unpredictability factor for Miller in the past, and it's really worked towards his favor at times. And as we move on to the Fairmont defense, first key of the game there is to contain Christian Davis. He is a dual threat. He can get it done in the receiving end, the rushing end, pretty much everywhere. Christian Davis is a key component of this Miamisburg offense for the next 4 years as he is a freshman. Second of all, have to pressure Braden Barr. Braden Barr is his first year as a starter, and under pressure, he does not perform very well. So And the third one is forced turnovers. I think that's the name of the game when you look at almost any game. And Jared, what do the Vikings have to do to pick up the win tonight?
First off, on offense for the Vikings, no false starts. I don't know how many times the last 2 weeks we've covered the Vikings that there has been so many false starts, and they're just starting way behind in the chains. 1st and 15 is almost a constant start for the Vikings. Another one, Christian Davis can run and catch. The Vikings are doing a lot of wheel routes with him getting outside the tackles, but they're not really running him up the middle or outside the tackles like he can. And finally, the offensive line has to keep Braden Barr on his feet. Barr has taken a lot of hits over the last 2 weeks and probably a lot in the first 3 weeks before that. If you want Barr to stay in this game and keep you guys in contention, you got to keep him on his feet. Defensively, you got to stop Tank Gant from the Firebirds. He started off slow a couple weeks, but the last 2 weeks he's averaged over 100 yards a game. You got to watch out for the pass. I know they don't do it that much, but like you said, when they do gamble, there's a few times that it comes out and it bites the defense and it goes for a big play. And finally, no penalties for the Vikings. I don't know how many times last week against Springboro could get them to jump on offsides and pick up the first down. And Jeff, who is your players to watch first for the Firebirds?
Well, it's kind of predictable after all these years. Trey Baker, we've been calling his name for the past 4 years. He is a senior this year, and he is a problem floating from sideline to sideline, Jared. He is going to be the best player defensively we will probably watch this tonight. And on the Miamisburg side, it will definitely have to be Alex Eanes. It's not a name that has been called a lot this year, but in this triple option system, setting the edge is the name of the game. And Alex Eanes is a captain. He's done almost everything right so far at every turn, and I think he can really make a difference if he's stingy on that edge tonight and does not allow Fairmont to bust any open plays.
And for me, a player to watch first for the Firebirds, I'm going to watch the running back Tank Gant. He has 114 carries for 425 yards on the touchdown, but he's a menace to try and get down. He's at least getting to the second level, it seems like. And for Miamisburg, you're going to have to watch out for Christian Davis. 73 carries for 288 yards and 3 touchdowns, 16 catches for 263 and 2 touchdowns. Christian Davis is going to be a vital asset for the Vikings, see if they can win tonight. And, Jeff, finally, who are you going to pick tonight and why?
Well, I went back and forth, as you know, Jared, very many times. I think it's going to be a great game, but overall I got Miamisburg. They have just been overall the more disciplined and explosive team this year. And so I definitely think Miamisburg's going to come out with the win. What about you, Jared?
I'm going to have to disagree. I think the Firebirds are going to pick up their first win of the season. It'll be probably our most interesting game so far to point this year.
For sure.
And I think the Firebirds are going to come out on top. Talking with Coach Miller before the season, I mean, he says it's a one season week at a time now, so we'll see if they can buckle down and get their first win of the season as we go back to live football. It is 2nd and 10 from the 46.
Hello and welcome to MVCC Game of the Week number 6. I'm Jeff Allen here with Miamisburg head coach Lance Schneider. And Coach, I got a couple questions for you. First of all, how do you describe the atmosphere this week in practice after a big loss in Springboro last week?
Well, the one thing we've been consistent in practice with is we've had good attitudes and everything. You know, it's just one of the mirrors we knew coming in that we were going to, changing systems and everything. It was going to be a little rough, but we've learned to just kind of shake things off and move on to the next week.
For sure. And what perhaps excites you the most about this team that you've inherited?
I like the kids. I think they're all good kids, man. We haven't really had any off-the-field issues to deal with or anything like that. And, it's just they've been very receptive of me, and it's just kind of getting to learn them and what their skill sets are and what can benefit us for the future.
Yes, sir. And last but certainly not least, how do you plan to adjust going into a tough interconference schedule for the rest of the season?
Well, it's actually hopefully going to get a little bit easier than what it's been because we played some really good teams. But, hopefully we can get things on track tonight and build some momentum for the last half and see where we can end up here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Coach.
Hey, everybody. Tim Powell here for MVCC. I'm here with Coach Miller, the head coach of the Fairmont Firebirds. Thanks for taking the time. So my first question is, a lot of people have a lot of expectations this season for you guys, but what contributed to those downfalls so far this season?
Well, it's a brutal schedule, number one, and we're not a bad football team. We're not a good one yet. We haven't done enough good things to win against good opponents, so we don't look at the record. I mean, it's a process, and we're getting better each week, and that's what we're after. So
I know it's been an up and down season for you guys, but how does that change tonight against this Miamisburg team?
Nothing. We talked about this in new season, really, and really they're one-game seasons at this point. So we got to focus on the task at hand and just take our best shot.
Well, thanks for the time, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We're the Miamisburg Vikings cheerleaders, and this is the MVCC Game of the Week. We're the Fairmont Fiber cheerleaders, and this is the MVCC Game of the Week.
My key players for this game for Fairmont is Chris Thompson. This guy can know what to do on the outside blocking, and he is really good with running the ball too, so keep an eye out for him tonight. For Miamisburg, Connor Dye, easily my key player for Miamisburg. Season high, 14 tackles last game. I definitely think you got to look out for him tonight because I think he could definitely stop the offense for the Fairmont. However, though, for my pick to win this game, I think the Fairmont gets it done. I think they get their first win of the season tonight.
The Vikings have already picked up a first down.
And there's Davis with another, he'll be close to a first down run for the Vikings.
Miamisburg had a big 3rd and 8 just a couple plays ago, and probably one of the most prettiest passes I've seen from Braden Barr all season. He lobbed it to the right side over Fairmont defenders and straight to Tamar Thomas, number 1, and he has emerged as that number 1 receiver so far this season, Jared. He's finally crossed the 100-yard threshold and was the first receiver to do so.
Now Davis gets the handoff, and he is hitting the backfield by a lot. You see Baker was in there, your player to watch. But it looked like initial contact was by number 68 for the Firebirds.
Jack Rongali and his brother Patrick was a key part of the defensive and offensive line last year for the Firebirds, and we've seen some of that same penetration work this year, Jared. Huge 4th down for Miamisburg already.
Let's see if they gamble and go for it. There was a couple times last week we thought they could have went for it early, and they didn't.
I thought that was a questionable handoff to Christian Davis on 3rd and long. Tamar Thomas in motion.
Davis gets the handoff up the middle, and he will have enough for a Vikings first down.
Granted, Jared, this Fairmont defense has looked stingy against teams that aren't elite, but I think Miamisburg sees the holes early and is definitely going into the Fairmont Firebird weaknesses.
Yeah, a big part, if you want to try and get Fairmont on running plays, you just got to run where Trey Baker isn't. Barr keeps the handoff. I think Davis thought he was going to get it, but Barr is upended and looked like by Baker.
Great read option, but Jack Rongali in there again, making a big stop. Good footwork by the interior lineman.
You saw Davis looked at him when he didn't have the ball. He looked back at Barr like, what? I thought I was supposed to get it.
Yeah, that was a last-second decision on the read option, but I'd have to say so far it's a good decision from the senior quarterback.
Thomas comes in motion, and he's going to get the end around. And he stops and turns back upfield, and he will be close to a first down, about maybe a yard or two short.
Good blocking by Christian Davis, but Tamar Thomas almost broke that one. Trey Baker did a good job of containing him, but did not quite get the tackle as Thomas had a really good quick twitch move out to the left, and that brings up a crucial 3rd and 2, the third down in a row.
See if Miamisburg can pick up its third down conversion on this drive. Barr hands off to Davis. He cuts it to the left, and he will have the first down for the Vikings. So we have not seen Miamisburg the last 2 weeks take their first possession and drive down the field like we have tonight.
Yeah, so far they have looked offensively very sharp, but then again, we haven't seen a Fairmont defense really spread out this much. They're running a 3-4 in every aspect, Jared. So, well, we'll see.
Barr with an empty backfield. He's going to stop and throw it to the outside, and it is incomplete. About in the middle between, it looked like it was number 84 for the Vikings, Jackson McGowan.
Actually, that was Tamar Thomas going out to the right, but I feel like that's going to be a mismatch to watch all night, Jared, as Thomas has been all over the field so far, and the outside linebackers are starting to pick him up. So that's definitely going to be something to watch, as Evan Overholzer almost lost him on that play.
2nd and 10 from the 33. Davis, no, Barr's going to pull it. Barr hitting the backfield, almost the shoelace tackle, and he's finally brought down in the back by number 59, it looks like. Or no, number 9.
That was Garrett Baker on the play. As you see on the MVCC Game of the Week replay,
Watch number 68 just comes up short.
Galley cannot make the tackle, but all sparked by Trey Baker coming in on the middle linebacker blitz. That made 4 men rushing.
Third and about 15 from the 38. Barr back to pass across the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. No flags come out, so it'll be 4th and 15 from the 38.
And that was so close, Jared. So a huge 4th and 15. You got to think the punting unit is coming out now. Seems to be some confusion on the field. But finally, they will send out the punting unit. So Fairmont allowing 3 third-down conversions early, but still holds on. One of the final drives in their territory.
Barr is back to punt. He is the quarterback, so you never know what Schneider could pull out. Punt set to the side, and that's going to trail to the end zone, and it's going to bounce at the 1. And
Oh, my goodness.
So Fairmont got lucky there. Baker letting it go.
And you
so Fairmont will take over 1st and 10 at the 20 with 6.5 minutes left.
And you talked about it last week, Jared. Braden Barr, as a punter, is one of the most impactful players on this team at that position. So here we go. We will get to see Fairmont's first drive of the night. And their quarterback come out, Malik Hilton. The sophomore coming in, taking over for Braden Miller, who is now the quarterback's coach for the Fairmont Firebirds. So trying to do the exact same thing pretty much.
Hilton under center. They're going to hand it off to Gant, and he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
And we talked about this a couple weeks, Jared. It seems like matchup-wise, Miamisburg is just a nightmare on defense for Fairmont. They have that strong front 7, but not a very strong secondary. So we've seen passing teams shred Miamisburg to nothing. But I feel like for Miamisburg's sake, Fairmont's a really good team to face. You got that really solid front 7. The core of your defense is pretty big. They're quick. They're good at stopping the run. And, well, Fairmont runs a lot.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
Like we noticed against Centerville, don't run right up the middle against the Vikings. And offsides or encroachment against the Vikings will be called.
And that's the reason that I chose Alex Eanes as my player of the game, is because if Fairmont's going to win this game, they're going to have to get outside the tackles. I don't think they're going to be able to ground and pound this Miamisburg D that is very stingy against the run. So I definitely think they will have to take it outside the tackles.
And that's how you can get away from Eanes and Dyes. You just get around the tackles and the Vikings.
Well, if Eanes sets that edge, I think the Miamisburg can dominate this Fairmont run game.
Gant's going to get the carry up the middle. He'll have a first down across the 25 out to about the 29. Or the 39, sorry.
And as your player of the game stands 6'3", 215, he literally physically embodies the first name, Tank.
Right. I mean, he bulldozes over that line. If he can get a block and he can get out in the open field, I don't want to see one of these safeties get hit by him.
For sure. And just like the Miamisburg offensive line depends on how good their offense does, and that's even more so for Fairmont's offense. They get a hole. He is a battering ram. So Malik Hilton at center once again.
I want to see how Hilton can run.
Thompson in motion.
Gant gets the carry up the middle. He'll be close to the 40, about the 39.
And those simple plays that other people just yawn at, I overanalyze, and that was a great motion by Chris Thompson coming over to the left side at the last second, and you notice Tank Gant takes a direct carry right behind Thompson and just rams it out. Big man behind another big man. And I feel like he's going to be a very versatile. He already has a versatile player for Fairmont this year, Chris Thompson, putting on some more weight, being that tight end package, coming from wide receiver and running back. It's a very good asset to have.
2nd and 5 from the 39. Hilton's going to run right up the middle. He'll be across the 40 and out to about the 41, maybe the 42.
And the name of the game for the Firebirds, letting the clock tick. Jared, we have just blinked, and it is already 3 minutes left in this first quarter. It does not seem like that at all.
No, I mean, Miamisburg surprisingly held the ball,
Yeah.
ran the ball a lot, and they took a majority of this clock. I mean, Fairmont didn't get the ball until 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
For sure. I'm anticipating the whole game. I think this game will be over by 9 o'clock, Jared.
Probably not a lot of high-scoring action in this one either, unless we see a lot of broken tackles.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the most beautiful football. And you see they have the triple I formation that they have ran a couple times this year.
You see Baker carried it there, your player to watch. He's been coming in on at running back and actually leads the team in touchdowns.
Yeah, about 15 carries so far this year. Only 93 yards, just under 100, but 3 total rushing touchdowns. Definitely been an impact player on the return game and offense.
And now here we go, 4th and 1 from the 43. What does Fairmont do here? Do you think they'll go for it, or do they punt it?
And I think we just have our answer right now, Jared.
I mean, with a running back with the name of Tank, if you can't get 3 feet, I don't think you can call him Tank, and he plows.
And that's not Tank. That is Trey.
That was actually Trey.
Put your middle linebacker in and have him be a middle linebacker on offense.
Well, the Chicago Bears used to bring in Perry on carries like that for a 1-yard gain.
And there you go.
So Firebirds move closer to the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 47.
So you see a 2-receiver set. Got Nathan Long on one side. And Thompson is going to motion.
Gant gets the carry. Surges across midfield.
Man, tackled by Olu of Miamisburg Vikings. So a very tough 5-yard run, but now that brings up 2nd and 5, and bring in some more heavy sets as Garrett Baker will come into play, and he's going to go and tight end. We'll see a 1-receiver set with number 23, Trevor True, out to the bottom of your screen.
So do you think there'd be any chance from a Baker-to-Baker connection tonight?
No. And
Hilton will keep it. He will be right at the first down.
Yeah,
Let's see.
he got it.
He'll have enough for another Firebirds first down.
And play-by-play. Against Fairmont, the most important thing you can do on defense is win the little battles. Every single battle on the offensive line matters. And if you win in the trenches, you win against Fairmont. There's no denying that.
And just by watching it, I mean, it seems like if Fairmont can pick up like 4, 5, and 6 yards on the first run on first down with Gant, then that sets up for the quarterback to keep it for the shorter distances, and like you saw Hilton there.
Yeah. And now with all these versatile runners, you're seeing more and more ball carriers by the year, Jared, for this Fairmont Firebirds team.
Gant got it.
And wow, the way that man chugs his legs.
And right there, that's almost an 8.5, 9-yard pickup. Let's see if the Firebirds will keep Hilton with the ball.
If you look at it from the MVCC Game of the Week replay, Tank Gant is almost falling for the last 5 yards. It's just forward momentum after that.
Exactly. It was a gain of 8 on the play. Something we haven't seen yet for the Firebirds is when Hilton gets out, we haven't seen that pitch out yet, like we saw so much the last couple of years with Braden Miller and Jesse DeGlow.
And something to see is if that pitch out has improved any, because there was a couple of fumbles earlier this season.
Gant gets the carry. Gant hurdles over and goes down to about the 25.
And just vicious, Jared. I did not predict this. Miamisburg has been very stingy in the core of their defense all year, stopping almost all the interior runs.
And Fairmont's just attacking them right up the middle.
They're owning them, and if you look, it's not even all Tank Gant. That offensive line is making a huge push to the second level.
And just like that, that is the end of the first quarter in our MVCC game of the week for week number 6.
And you had time to yawn.
I know Miamisburg held it for just about 8 minutes. Fairmont had it, or about 7 minutes. Fairmont had it the rest. Fairmont driving, though, getting close to the red zone. Hopefully we can see the Firebirds punch it in here. Now we'll throw it down to our sideline reporter and see what he has to say about how that first quarter went for both sides.
Hey guys, I'm down here in the Miamisburg student section. It's crazy down here right now. It's like score's tied. Score tied 0-0 right now. And it's gonna be a long night for both teams, but it looks like it's gonna be a one heck of a game for you guys. So it's crazy down here, guys. It's crazy. So back to you guys in the studio.
All right, so back here to start the second quarter. What do you think if the Vikings have to change defensively? I mean, they had a time there to watch what they've been doing on the TV down there on the sideline. What has to happen, or what has to change for the Vikings?
Well, I'm going to reiterate what I said a few seconds ago, Jared. Winning the little battles. Every single push off of the line, you got to stop the offensive line from getting to your linebackers. I think that's partially your responsibility as a defensive lineman, is to take up that space, and I just don't think they're doing it very well. And I also think Fairmont is very keen on their blocking assignments. They've had 5 games of experience, and you heard a lot of people talking before the game, Jared, that even though Fairmont's 0-5, every game they're starting to play better football.
Gant goes right up the middle for about a gain of 1, maybe 2.
And there you go. You see way more blue than white there, and that's exactly what Miamisburg has to do to stop. It seems so simple, too, but
then, I mean, you look across the site, and you see Fairmont's coach, Miller, is livid with that blocking assignment.
Yeah, and you got to get up there. And blocking, it's almost like a tree. You have to start at a certain point, and then you have to spread out through branches and lanes and create those angles.
In the last couple of years, the Fairmont has been able to see that tree almost through the offensive line and being able to block well out into the second level defensively. So some challenges here early with a younger team. Hilton will keep it, and he's hit by a barrage of Vikings.
How about Connor Musgrove making the initial contact, and he almost grabbed the ball, which didn't allow Hilton to pitch it back. I saw Thompson coming around the end. I thought we were finally going to see that triple option fulfilled, but
no, it looked like he was out there to block, but I mean, he didn't really block. Now it's going to be 3rd and 9. Do you think the Firebirds dare go to the air here?
I don't know. I feel like it's way too predictable for Dave Miller right now. I think he's going to – honestly, I think it's going to be a run to the left with Thompson coming around in the motion. And you already see him go to the left right there.
Hilton keeps it. That pitches out to – that's Keon Wright, and Wright will have the first down.
No, they're going to spot it 1 yard short, Jared. That's going to be a 4th and 1, but I guarantee you Fairmont will go for it.
That looks like a bad spot by the referee.
It's really tricky, though, to see it from that angle on the camera. Here we look at the MVCC Game of the Week replay.
Beautiful pitch right there. Deception. Excellent read.
Yeah, I do not think that's a bad spot at all, Jared. I actually thought it was a 1 yard short looking at it, and I think the refs got it right.
You see number 2, Elijah Swallow, come in, and Trey Baker will come up. And he does not get it, it looks like. Let's see where the marker is.
Yeah, they're going to spot it behind the marker. They're going to bring out the change for this one, Jared.
Yeah, if they don't come out measurement, it'll be surprised. Let's see where the refs spot it.
I really thought Trey Baker was going to take a lunge over that offensive line.
I did, too. They're not going to bring the chains out, and Miamisburg hands up on 4th down.
And that is a painful one. And I can almost guarantee a red Dave Miller face on the sideline.
Right there, you thought Trey Baker should have jumped.
Yeah, or at least jumped into Spencer Harger there in the middle. But great job by Miamisburg interior lineman.
Excellent job by the interior lineman. But, I mean, if we could look at it again before the next play, when that one lineman was in the air, I didn't see the number. Why didn't Baker undercut it and go back? Once you got him in the air, you could have undercut it and went back up the middle.
I don't know. It was a power run.
Maybe here, we'll look at it again. As soon as he got in the air, he could have undercut it around 90,
spin it.
Maybe. But, just maybe the inexperience of not being running back for long.
You see Christian Davis with an interior run, stopped almost immediately. You got Snodgrass in on the tackle along with Garrett Danielson, the senior safety. So there we go. Vikings
Gain
on
of
the drive.
3 on that.
They're spread out now.
Barr back to pass. Barr's going to go deep, and it is incomplete, and there's a flag.
So a beautiful play action right there.
That's going to be pass interference on number 1, Ethan Salm.
So brutal. That pass was overthrown too. He did not even have to reach out like that.
No, and you can see Miller pacing back and forth on the sidelines. He knows his safety just made a huge mistake.
Yeah, but then again, those jump balls are high-pressure situations, Jared, and they're playing
Pass
completely
interference,
off of instinct
defense,
right there.
number 3.
He is just doing
15
anything
yards,
he can. And that was
previous
actually
spot.
Number 3,
First down.
Caleb Young.
Oh.
At the corner spot, but
I mean, we saw in the replay. Look at the room that Barr has to run. The offensive line has definitely stepped it up this week in practice.
well, you definitely learn a lot.
Davis is going to get it.
That's a screen.
Not really much blocking out in front, and he is hit hard at about the 20 or 32.
Great pursuit there by Zach Snodgrass. Was right there when he cut. But I feel like they thought Davis was going to run straight down the sideline, and good containment and staying home by Fairmont Firebirds.
Loss of 1 on the play, so back it up to the 33 for this one.
So a big 2nd and 11 now. Davis moves to the left of Barr.
Barr, 2-step drop. Now he's going to roll to the right. He's going to keep rolling. He's going to throw on the run down the field. Intended to Thomas, and he is incomplete.
And he caught it. He just took a step out the sideline. He wasn't very aware of where he was.
That would have been huge. Barr just taking a little bit too much time.
And Jared, this stadium was 2 seconds away from exploding. So close, but good improvision by Barr. And we've watched him for the last 3 weeks on our MVCC Games of the Week, and we've seen him grow each week just a little bit.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 with just under 8.5 minutes left.
Fairmont still in a 3-4.
Barr back to pass, throws it in, and just no paying attention. Miscommunication between halfback and quarterback there.
And he found a hole in the zone. I think it was rushed because Trey Baker, he did a delayed blitz. Yeah, so basically, Davis was on a wheel. I think Barr was waiting for it to develop a little bit more. Trey Baker at the last second surges in on a delayed blitz. And they're showing an all-out blitz right now. Oh, it's a all-out block, a punt block.
Baker's going to wave it as that one goes out of bounds at about the 30. Well, he's going to mark up to about the 40. This is going to be about the 48.5 is where the Firebirds will start.
And one of the first shaky punts we've seen all year from Braden Barr. He's usually been sharp in that part of the game. But now here we go, Jared. Already 8 minutes left in this second quarter. Perhaps the fastest game we've seen so far on the MVCC Games of the Week.
Fairmont comes out with their second possession of this game. And we've never seen Fairmont. 2 possessions with almost halfway through the second quarter. Something we don't really see from the Firebirds a lot. Normally they have it at least 3 or 4 times. Hilton's going to keep it, and he will be tackled right at the 50-yard line.
But what we're seeing from both of these defenses compared to what we haven't seen yet so far this year is stepping up in crucial moments. It has not been done a lot by the Firebirds or the Vikings, but it seems on the third downs, these teams are really coming through. The veterans are making plays. So you got one receiver out to the left here on 2nd and 8. Keon Wright and Thompson. So Hilton.
Play clock at 2, barely gets it off. Gant bursts through and will be close to a first down for the Firebirds.
And you saw the interior part of the Firebirds offensive line just crash down on the middle of that Miamisburg Vikings defense. Number 62, Jacob Waski, and number 63, Luis Bede. And they just swayed right real quick and broke open a hole instantly for Tate Gant.
7-1B. You are the Casat.
So that was a gain of about 6, so it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 44.
2 yards to go on 3rd down. Hand off the Tank, and that is good.
He will be out across about a gain of 2 more than what he needed.
And fantastic first step off the Fairmont offensive line once again. And if they control the trenches, and we keep talking about this, Jared, they control this game. They control the clock. They do what they want.
6.5 minutes left and counting. 1st and 10 from the 41.
Dominance from this offensive line is the key to unlock a W tonight.
And so far we've seen Fairmont move the Miamisburg's defensive line back. Something Miamisburg has really been the staple point for them so far this season is that interior line. Gant carries it up the middle. Gant will be close to about a gain of 6 or 7 on the play.
You see it once again. The middle of the defensive line, so soft.
Die with the tackle there. But it's just like Fairmont's running right at Miamisburg's strength, and Fairmont's proving. Knocking them body blows is what you talk about all the time. One more body blow, who knows, and Tank could be running that into the end zone for a big game.
For sure. They're exposing it. And one of the things Fairmont's offense does to opposing defenses is wear them out. If they do what they want to do, you're going to be on that field a lot longer than your offense.
Gant carries right up the middle.
That's Hilton. Hilton actually kept it on that.
Oh.
That's the triple option for you folks. He snuck away to the left and for about 3 yards.
What did he do, sneak under Gant? Because it looked like Gant covered him the whole way up. But enough for a first down for the Firebirds as they approach where they were on the field the last time.
And I can't act like it isn't entertaining. They have an opportunity to earn their 4th first down if they only move about 30 yards. And they are taking every second off of the clock they possibly can.
Late's incomings for the Firebirds.
And
play clock down to 5. They better hurry up.
Miamisburg has to speed up this tempo. They cannot feed into this kind of game with Fairmont.
And the flag comes in. It's going to be close if it's either a delay game or a false start.
That's a dangerous game when you battle
false start. Offense.
The quickest first step.
False
5-yard
start.
penalty.
So it'll be first down. 15 now. I mean, there's been drives where we've seen Fairmont struggle to get to 10 yards for first down. Now they got to go 15 on this possession.
And so far on this drive, from what I've seen, it looks like they are capable to pick this first down up. They have constantly maintained manageable downs. And now they finally have a 2 wide receiver set out again with Trevor True at the bottom of your screen and Nathan Long at the top of it.
Hilton back to pass, goes right across the middle.
Oh my goodness, Jared, we saw it. We saw it. We witnessed it with our own eyes. Number 15, Keon Wright.
The backup quarterback goes out in motion. Or actually, he was in the slot, and Hilton throws a dart right across the middle of the field. Nobody covers him, and Wright walks in untouched from 35 yards out.
And forgive me for the dramatics, folks, as you just saw the touchdown on the MVCC Game of the Week replay. That is their 2nd completion of the year. Through 6 games, that's 2 completions, 2 touchdowns for the Fairmont Firebirds. And the first touchdown reception, the first completion of the year, went to Garrett Baker for 27 yards. So here you go, the extra point attempt.
Kick is up and kick is good, and Fairmont leads 7-0 with 4:13 left in the first half.
That was freshman Will Holt kicking the extra point in. And Jared, we always talk about that. When are we going to see that pass whipped out? Is it going to be predictable? Is it not going to be? And
That's the first time all year I've seen in highlights and anything Fairmont go with a 3 wide receiver set.
And I don't think it was 3 wide receivers. I think Keon Wright was actually lined up to the left as their little flex.
Okay.
Their flex spot, but he busted out of that spot for a straight streak down the middle. And Fairmont running down the interior so often, there's no way you could have expected that from a Miamisburg standpoint. And as you saw, they did not at all. Keon Wright had so much space. And if I must, I comment on not Keon Wright, Malik Hilton's composure in that situation. As you see that open receiver, your play worked to perfection. We've seen a lot of the times in the past where the Fairmont quarterback has kind of thrown off their composure and missed that open pass, but not at all. Was right on the money, and now we will see Miamisburg receive this kickoff.
I have no idea what that is, what kind of formation that is for the Firebirds.
And let's see how Braden Barr responds. That has been the deciding factor of this Miamisburg offense.
Fielded at about the 31 and tackled at about the 32, 33.
And absolutely clobbered by number 3 defensive back Caleb Young. And honestly, Jared, what a great job recovering by the Fairmont offense. I thought they were very down after that defensive pass interference call, and they end up forcing an unfortunate punt.
Now, like you said, what is going through Braden Barr's head? The last couple weeks, he has not been this close with this late in the game. So how does he come back and play only down 7 with 4.5 minutes left in the first half? As Barr's going to keep it, and he tried to get around number 10 for the Firebirds, Evan Overholser.
And I talk about this every week as the read option continues to evolve in high school football. We talk about the phrase staying home, Jared, and that was a perfect example as Evan Overholser did not become too eager to get to the other side to tackle Christian Davis. He waited to see if that read option was going to develop and did a great job wrapping up Barr on that left side. Barr forward wide receivers, play action, out to Tamar Thomas.
Lobs it out. Thomas will have the right at the first down marker.
And so far we have seen from the Miamisburg offense a lot of attempts to get Tamar Thomas in open field, Jared. And do you feel like he is the number 1 receiver now, clear cut?
That's what it's been looking like. Last week he had a few more targets than anybody else. And now, I mean, we've seen him in the end around, running the ball, now catching the ball for the second time tonight. Barr is going to take it, throw it out to McGowan. McGowan makes moves across the 50 down to the 45.
Pass is complete.
And that is a young man at 6'4", 180. You have to be excited about.
I kind of can't wait to see if he can play basketball or not when we start covering basketball.
Yeah, and a lot of people are talking about this kid, Jared. He could be the future of this Miamisburg passing game. As you remember, Tyler Johnson, he was so dangerous for Tate Vongsi.
Thomas, no, Barr's going to keep it. Barr tackled in the backfield for a big loss. Baker getting home first for the Firebirds.
And getting home. You can't get home when you've stayed home, Jared, and we used that phrase so many times.
Yeah, he just went through the house and went right out the back door with that sack.
And Jack Roncalli and Evan Overholser staying on that side.
3rd and 4 from the 48. If they don't pick it up here, you think Fairmont uses one of its 3 timeouts left to try and preserve some clock. Barr's going to pull it right out the middle and almost intercepted. That looks like it was a number 1, Ethan Schaum.
Actually, that was number 7.
Jalen Razor.
As you see on the Game of the Week replay, they came with an all-house blitz out of nowhere. Just brought 5 straight to the quarterback. They haven't done that all night, Jared. Every single blitz has been a delay.
4th and 4, exactly 2 minutes left in the first half. Baker back to return the punt.
Dave Miller's aforementioned
low snap. Baker calls for the fair catch and catches it at about the 17. So they'll start at the 17 with a minute 52 and 3 timeouts left. We might see Fairmont pass it 2 or 3 more times in this half if they want to try and get into at least field goal range.
And in my opinion, Jared, we have seen a first-hand example of why Dave Miller has been so successful in his GWAC stint using his most valuable weapon, the element of surprise. He has taken the Miamisburg Vikings by surprise a couple different times tonight.
Yeah, he'll come out, he'll run it 99 straight times. But if you're the defense, you got to keep in your mind he's going to run it that 100th time, and that's when he pulls out that pass.
And not only that, switching to the 3-4 personnel on defense and never knowing when they're going to blitz, that is really impactful. I bet that's in the back of Braden Barr's mind now.
I believe Hilton kept that one. He'll be up across the 15 out to about the 17. And if Fairmont comes back with some quickness, we'll see how the rest of this drive is going to play out for the first half.
Right now, Jared, the Vikings are playing a Fairmont Firebirds game right now. And they have to spread it out. They have to get more up-tempo and start finding holes in that Fairmont zone.
2nd and 5, a minute and a half from the 17.
And I guarantee you Dave Miller will have no problem at all running this clock out and keeping the ball.
Well, he just took a timeout there. Timeout called by the Firebirds.
And now it's in the back of their mind, Jared. You see the most valuable defensive back for the Miamisburg Vikings, Austin Plowman, back in that safety spot. And I think Schneider's emphasizing to his defensive guys now, you got to watch the pass. You got to get your man. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you have to get your man.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw Wright was left wide open.
Well, it's just so, especially the offensive line. Everybody sold it. The wide receivers sold it, the offensive line, the running backs, everyone sold it. And Keon Wright just slipped out right beneath all of that madness in the middle that's been taking place all game. And every single play is like a crash course for the offensive line and defensive line. Take turns seeing who's going to get off the line first. And when you're so focused on that, you start to forget about this concept. They can utilize at any point.
So Fairmont's going to get lined up. A minute 14, 2nd and 5 from the 17. Hillen keeps it, or gives it off to Gant. He will be across the 20 down to about, or out to about the 21 maybe.
Connor Dye brings him down. That was a solid tackle from the leader of this Miamisburg Vikings defense.
3rd and 1, 54 seconds left, and I think Fairmont's content. Looks like going to just sit on this for the rest of the half.
And I have no problem if I'm Dave Miller. And I'm getting the ball to begin the second half. I'm already implementing my game plan in the fullest, so.
Trey leaps over for a first down with 30 seconds left out to the 25.
That is 4 carries for the starting middle linebacker so far this game.
And if they don't want to, Fairmont does not have to hike it the rest of this half.
And honestly, I don't know if they will, Jared. I think they'll try to get them off sides, and then just do a power run, but I don't think we're going to see anything wacky here. I think Miller's perfectly content carrying this one into the second half.
Well, we always can go back to that play when Miller argued in the Centerville game, which we'll be at next week. He argued for that half a second a couple years ago, and he did an ender or a pit out, but he's not going to do it, and that's how
arguments here.
The first half ends in our MVCC game of the week for week number 6. Fairmont holds a 7-0 lead over the Vikings, but a lot of football left to play here. We're going to throw it over to the bands and see what can happen in the second half.
Don't blink, folks.
we would like to welcome the alumni of the Miamisburg Band Program for a special performance commemorating the most famous musical festival of all time. From August 15th through the 18th, 1969, the Woodstock Music Festival was held on a dairy farm in New York. Tonight, the Viking Band celebrates the 50th anniversary of Woodstock with the performance of 2 pieces that were played as part of the festival. First up is a song written by John Fogerty and performed by the Creedence Clearwater Revival. It was also later made famous by Tina Turner. This is Proud Mary. From the band Sly and the Family Stone. Get on your feet and dance to the music. And now, to close our halftime performance, we offer a salute to all Vikings, past, present, and future. Get on your feet and cheer for all our Vikings with the playing of the Miamisburg fight song. Viking Marching Band is under the direction of Steve Aylward, Ryan Wintersheimer, Andrew Whitman, and Alex Catablew. The color guard director is Heather Graham. The band would like to thank the alumni band director, Dale Carpenter, as well as Barb Krosky for their efforts in organizing the alumni band tonight. We hope you will stick around for a performance of the Vikings band's competition show after the game tonight. It has already been an incredibly successful season for the Viking band. 2 weeks ago, the band traveled to the Bands of America Northwest Ohio Championship held at the University of Toledo, where they were named a BOA regional finalist for their 6th consecutive year. The Miamisburg Viking Marching Band is proud to present their 2019 competition show, The Promise of Spring, featuring original music by Andrew Markworth, based on melodies of Mozart, Stravinsky, and Debussy. The band will be led on the field tonight by drum majors Cassidy Jackson, Junie Wynn, Maddie Vandenberg, and Sabrina Sedlacko. Please welcome the Miamisburg Viking Marching Band.
All right, welcome back to Holland Field for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 6. Jeff, you got some quick stats for us real quick?
Yeah, Jared, and from the stat sheet, it's almost as if Fairmont is dominating in a very Fairmont-like way, and if you look at the key stat, the stat Miller focuses so much of his system around time of possession, which Fairmont holds 14 minutes and 40 seconds compared to the Miamisburg 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and I think that stat really stands out along.
And before you say the rest, Miamisburg held the ball for a decent chunk of time in that first quarter.
Yeah, very impressive how Fairmont pulled that second quarter towards their direction. I think another key stat is Tank Gant with 11 carries for 57 yards. He ate them up. I think that was their key weapon, along with Trey Baker. 3 first downs on 4 carries and 9 yards only. I think that made a huge difference. And then obviously the whopping, surprising play, Malik Hilton 1 for 1 for 35 yards at a touchdown to Keon Wright. I think that's definitely your play of the game as Tank Gant picks up his kick return.
And he's out to about the 35. An excellent starting field position, and the Firebirds will take it. As you see, that sideline is excited. Not many games this year the Firebirds have come out with a second half lead.
Definitely flipping the script. And honestly, in the midst of this tough schedule, Miamisburg Vikings, despite the record, they are no joke, Jared. But in the midst of their tough schedule, this is their easiest team so far. And I think vice versa for Miamisburg. They have been playing a lot of tough teams so far. So this is definitely a key game for both of them. But I think another stat that stands out to me is on Miamisburg's side, 4 of 10 for Braden Barr, only 20 yards.
Hill and keeps it about a gain of 1.
Hill on the ball carrier.
So ineffective run, something we didn't see a lot from Fairmont in that first half. Continuing on the stat sheet, Christian Davis finished with six rushes for 17 yards only, and 1 reception and 1 negative yard. So definitely have to get him more involved, Jared. They saw that big wheel play in the first quarter, and it went right past them because of the blitz. What do you think Miamisburg has to do to get back in this game?
Really, I think, we've talked about it the last 2 weeks. Miamisburg's staple has been their interior line. Right now, Fairmont is attacking the interior defense part of the line, and Fairmont is gashing them from carries up the middle like Gant did just there. But I think if Miamisburg wants to try, and they got to pressure, they got to start back with the interior defensive line. You got to get Day and Eanes getting pressure into the backfield, or, at least stopping them.
Yeah, and I feel like Miamisburg is trying to fight fire with a lot of motion and reverses on their offense. But one thing Fairmont is doing a better job at them is staying home, man. Such a repetitive phrase in this booth this year, but it's an important part of the game, Jared.
And 3rd and 4 here for the Firebirds at the 41. Gant gets the carry. He will be close to the first down.
I think that is
the refs are going to signal.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely a first down there. You see on the replay, almost a fumble, and they use the exact same effective motion as you see Keon Wright coming from the left side to the right side right before they snap the ball, and the linemen are also pushing to the right off the snap. It's a very effective motion, and it's those little battles.
Yeah, and Fairmont wins that little one, a first down out of the play.
And that's what they've been doing. Miamisburg is playing into Fairmont's style of play. And they are really dominating here, despite the scoreboard.
Hillen's going to keep the carry. He's going to run to the right. He has a first down run for the Firebirds into Viking territory.
And this young man has excellent breakaway speed, as you see here on the replay. Doesn't get to showcase it a lot, as the defense is usually all over that triple option, but tonight it is very effective, surprisingly, against this seasoned Miamisburg front seven.
And besides that 35-yard pass they had earlier for the touchdown, that's the biggest play of the night for the Firebirds. A gain of 11 on the play.
And they have been using that since Miller has been here, that little fake cut to the top.
And timeout called by the Vikings.
Huh. Maybe Schneider saw
Get out your 50
he did not like on that defensive side of the ball.
So with 9:18 left in the third quarter, Fairmont methodically driving their way down the field, and they've only went about 25 yards.
Yeah, and Jared, it's definitely our best game of the year so far, but it's almost like as if we're getting caught up in the game. It's so hard to keep track of the clock because this game is so methodical, and if you blink, you're going to miss the little parts that'll sway one team to victory.
Support the pass, and hope we can count on your support for this important
coming out of the Vikings timeout. You look down at the Vikings huddle, and head coach Lance Snyder's not even in the huddle. You see him; he's walking down here at about the 40-yard line, nowhere near on the team. But, he was a former quarterback when he played in high school, so I guess maybe let the actual defensive coordinator take over control there.
Yeah, that's why you hire your guys. You come in, you bring in the guys you want, the culture that you desire, and I think that's part of being a head coach is delegation. And nonetheless, it'll bring out a 1st and 10 for the Firebirds. Already taking nearly 3 minutes off of this clock, and
they don't look to be done yet on this drive.
So in basic triple option set, you got the tight ends out there. You got the tight end with Garrett Baker, the running backs with Thompson and Wright on both sides, and Gant right behind him.
And Hillen goes right up the middle. And he'll pick up about 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 now as the clock continues to wind down.
And you should see number 21, Kyle Bryant, to move out, and you will move out to cover the receiver as they brought Nathan Long in there. So an interesting strategy that the Firebirds use every once in a while, bring out the receiver to kind of stretch out the field.
Because you never know when the Firebirds are going to pull out the pass. Hillen hands off to Gant, and he maybe gets one on the play.
And they are all over it. And you'll rarely see that tonight.
You see number 62, Drew Miser, checks into the game for the Vikings. Looks like he replaces number 80, Brock Stevens.
Good pursuit there by Connor Musgrove.
And this was your first key of the game for the Firebirds offensively. Keep third down manageable with a team that does a lot of drives right up the middle. 3rd and 7 is not manageable, but let's see. I mean, I'm going to assume Tank's going to touch the ball here. Now let's see if he can plow his way through.
Well, we've seen some strategical brilliance from the Firebirds so far tonight.
Hillen's going to keep it, and he will be across the 40 down to about the 37. It'll be 4th and about 2.
Great hit there by Connor Dye. And then Plowman on the bottom. But I feel like Dye set the edge on that play by covering the option. And Jared, I think that's the Fairmont offense still on the field right now.
Fairmont at least lining up to go for it on 4th and 3 with 15 seconds left on the play clock. Let's see if they just try to draw them off.
Speaking of keys to the game,
Hillen's going to roll to the right. Hillen will be right at the first down marker. Let's see.
That's going to be short, Jared. It looked like he got more until he got to the marker, but that's going to be short. And that's the second failed 4th down conversion tonight for the Fairmont Firebirds. And nonetheless, second failed by inches.
And I know it comes up as a failed 4th down attempt, but I'm going to take it. I mean, that's the middle of no man's land. On the cusp of a field goal range, you don't want to punt it into the end zone. Risk going for it. Maybe you get the first down. If not, your defense has played well so far tonight. And Fairmont, in essence, also took 5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, ending a great drive with a 4th down conversion.
Barr going to pull it out, throw it across the middle of the field, intended and broken up by number 3, Caleb Young. I believe that was intended to number 6 for the Vikings.
How about that pressure off of the edge? As you see the Game of the Week replay. They were ready for Christian Davis to take that handoff. Instead, he gets popped off the play action, and it forces Barr to make a quick decision, Jared.
And what we talked about before going on air, we talked about, I mean, the inexperience of Fairmont at safety. Were they going to be able to keep up as Barr throws a bullet and off the hands of Trey Baker? Looked like he tipped that one. But, I mean, we were talking about the inexperience of Fairmont at safety. Would they be able to at least cover Howard and Ivory and Thomas like they have? And so far, besides a couple completions to Thomas, they have.
Yeah.
Which is definitely surprising because next week they're going to get a workout against the Elks in our Game of the Week for next week.
For sure. Their secondary will be truly tested. But so far, I think Sam and Young are doing a pretty decent job holding down the corner spots in a spread-out offense.
Back to pass. Barr throws it right in the middle of the field, and it is caught. And depending on the spot, well, the one ref's waving first down.
Yeah, that's going to be a first down, Jared.
The spot looked like it was right at it.
And what an excellent flash of potential that is for Jackson McGowan.
Look at the huddle. The chains aren't even set, and Barr's going to keep it on the read option.
And Fairmont was not ready for that. We were not even ready for that.
No, I thought you at least have to wait for the chains to get set before you can hike it. That does.
Fantastic up-tempo play. You got to wonder if that's something they're going to instill going forward in the second half, or if that's just a weakness they realized on the run. Barr with 4 receivers.
Barr hands it off to Davis. Barr kept it actually, and Barr hit as he throws, gets it off to Thomas. Thomas with the catch, and he will be out to another first down for the Vikings.
And you can't be mad at that play, Jerry.
No, the Fairmont got home. They stayed home and got there. But watch how close Barr is going down before he gets rid of it. Pressure coming in. And look, his knee was maybe a couple inches off the ground before he completes that pass to Thomas. And Miamisburg quickly back up to the line for another no-huddle play.
And here we go again.
Barr going to whip it and throw it right out. Incomplete. Intended, looked like, to Ethan Osborne.
And Jared's almost as if they were listening to the critics. I said so many times in the first half, they cannot play Fairmont's game. They have to go up-tempo. They have to spread out this defense, exhaust them, have their hands on their hips. This is what they're doing now. Miamisburg is implementing a different style of play. It is way faster, and it's working so far.
And all they have to do, they can go no huddle, but they don't have to go quickly about it. Once you're set up, I mean, if you don't as that one's thrown right across the middle of the field and hauled in. Tackle, initial contact by Baker. I did not see who caught that.
And how about the read from Barr? We see this kid growing right in front of our eyes every week, and it just comes more true and more true. Fairmont brings an overload blitz from the left side.
And what the Vikings are doing on this drive, they're not substituting. You're not giving if you don't substitute, you don't have to give the defense time to substitute. And the only time I've seen Miamisburg substitute is they have the players right at the sideline right next to the coach when they're ready to go in.
Ivy in motion.
And Barr's going to keep it. Barr's going to run right up the middle. We'll have another first down close to the 20.
The Vikings are rolling, Jared.
Yeah, the Vikings, who took an 8-minute drive in the first quarter, now 2.5 minutes, and they're almost into the red zone, now looking for 7.
They didn't even let you finish your sentence.
And there they go. Davis carry right up the middle. Davis blows through and down to the 10.
Shoestring tackle there by Baker and number 22, Jacob DeGlow. Already back to the line of scrimmage. They're not giving us time to analyze.
We can't even break down the play. And I think Fairmont just called a timeout.
They've had enough.
Yeah.
Miamisburg has found their niche in this game, and this is a completely different ball game now, Jared.
Yeah, Miamisburg has drove down literally 3 or 4 plays, then they're down down to the 10. Davis, what a shoestring tackle there by, I believe that was number 22.
That was DeGlow.
DeGlow.
But also, not only talking about the persistence from Christian Davis in this offensive line, but how about Braden Barr making these reads, going out, running in the perfect direction, and on that overload blitz, they bring the entire left side of the defense at him. He reads it right away, goes to the left side.
Barr, this is definitely Barr's best game of his season so far.
Best game of his career so far.
.457 left in the third quarter. And when Fairmont first got the ball, we were talking about Fairmont just lulling this Vikings team to sleep. And, well, Miamisburg's woke up, and they're coming back like a nightmare for the Firebirds.
Barr back there, 3 receivers, tight end Peyton Myers on the right side.
Davis takes a step to his left. Barr's going to run, fakes the pitch to Davis, and he is tackled by Trey Baker.
An excellent read on the outside by the corner. That was number 32, Garrett Danielson. Actually, the safety back there. But you see now in the goal line, I feel like that's what the change they made is they compacted the line more. You got 5 guys lining up on the line of scrimmage instead of a 3-4.
Barr back to pass. He's going to tuck in and run. Barr at the 5. Let's see if he gets into the end zone, and
That's
he does.
A touchdown, Jared. That's beautiful football right there.
Barr was falling to the ground, and that was a close one. Let's see here in the Game of the Week replay.
And as you see, that is a quarterback draw all the way through.
He's going down, that elbow touches down in the end zone for a Miamisburg 7-yard run by Braden Barr.
So Barr takes a snap. The offensive linemen go back like they're pass blocking, and Christian Davis shoots up the middle like he's going to catch a pass. Instead, he's the lead blocker. Barr takes it all the way up for a rushing touchdown.
Kick is up, and kick is good. And we've got a brand new ball game. Miamisburg ties it up at 7.
And that is a completely different team, Jared. And I think we just got a little hint of how good of a coach Lance Schneider is. I feel like halftime adjustments is one of the most important attributes of any head coach out there. And this is a halftime adjustment to be reckoned with. So here we go. Fairmont will get their second possession of this second half. And the Vikings, as up-tempo as they were, they still took about 5 minutes off the clock.
Reese Bryant getting set to kick off for the Vikings.
Jared, that first possession of the second half, they look like a completely new team out there.
They did. Miamisburg seemed to sure up a couple things on the offensive line, and now they come back, tie it up.
And I think that's one of the only drives I've seen all year of Braden Barr's where he was almost flawless, executed at almost any given opportunity.
Kickoff is right down the middle. Picked up at the 10 or the 20 and fumbled by Gant. Gant picks it back up and he'll be out to about the 27.
Now we will see if Fairmont can kind of guide things towards their way. They're completely owning the philosophy of this game as the Vikings switch everything up. I think the story of that drive overall is just Braden Barr's composure. Play after play, up tempo, running every play perfectly. Fairmont makes a substitution, getting in a more heavy set. And in the heavy set, Tank Gant goes up the middle.
For about a gain of 2 on the play, maybe.
See a lot of intensity in there, and that scramble of a pile. Now another substitution. And they'll put out number 23, Trevor True, as their one wide receiver, and you'll see Kyle Bryant go that way.
Ref's generous on the spot, gain of 3 on that.
2 tight end set, right, and Gann in the backfield.
Hillen keeps it, and his hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, but spins it and gains about 2 on the play. I believe he just ran into Dye.
So Jared, this game just got a whole lot more unpredictable. And how do you think Fairmont responds here?
Third and 4 here. I don't think if Fairmont doesn't pick it up, I don't think they're going to go for it right here. Hillen pitches out. I believe that is Thompson. Or no, that's right, with the carry across midfield, but there is flags on the field.
Made the read late, but I think that
carrier,
might be a
there are
holding.
Flags on the field.
I was wondering why the edge was so open, but it looks like we just found out why.
Holding. Offense. Number 23. 10 yards. Spot of the foul.
Wide receiver.
Replay third down.
Those little guys got a hold of the something.
So 3rd and 7. So a little bit better for Fairmont. It's not a 10-yard penalty and pushes it back out to 3rd and longer than 10. But 3rd and 7 here, I mean, you saw the last play they went on 3rd and 7. They got about 6. Gant's going to get the carry, and he fumbled the ball, but it looks like Fairmont got on it.
And there's a lot of excitement from the Vikings as
And
they
Plowman
explode.
comes up with it for the Vikings. A costly turnover here by the Firebirds, and Miamisburg is in scoring distance with 2:14 left in the 3rd.
Jared, it was only a matter of time. We saw Gant, the ball wobble around in his hand.
He's been lazy with it. He's not securing the ball up against his chest.
And that could be a game-changing mistake as the Miamisburg Vikings take the ball with momentum in Firebird territory.
Just coming off of a touchdown drive.
You see the game of the week replay here.
Barr airing it out to the end zone, and it is intercepted.
Oh my goodness, Jared.
Intercepted by number 1 of the Firebirds, Ethan Salm.
And he was tracking that one down the whole time. And Barr just lobbed it up.
I've never seen back-to-back turnovers like that, but Miamisburg not afraid to take a shot, going for the home run play right there.
Barr just overthrowing that one by about 5 feet. I think that was 2 turnovers in the matter of 7 seconds, Jared. This is madness right now. So 1st and 10 Firebirds. They don't capitalize on the 3rd down. They end up fumbling, and then they get the ball right back on a deep interception by Ethan Somm. And perhaps the most unpredictable MVCC game of the week, of the year.
Baker gets the carry. He bursts through the line and picks up about 6 on the play.
So we got 2nd down and about 5 here. And there is a substitution. And Fairmont's constantly swapping personnel. It's a big part of their strategy. And you see the 2 tight ends, you see the 2 tailbacks on the edge, but what you do not see is Tank Gant. You see Trey Baker back there.
Right, Gant fumbled at that previous possession, and they aren't probably going to let him have it, and Baker is stood up.
That was a missed block there on the Fairmont offensive line. Looked like number 53, Joel O'Brien.
3rd down Firebirds.
Could not move his man the right way. Trey Baker goes in to a wall. 3rd and 4. Huge down for the Firebirds as momentum is in the center right now, and this can easily sway it their way, Jared.
And you see Gant still not on the field for the Firebirds. Hillen back to pass. Fairmont going for it all, and it is hauled in by, I believe that is Keon Wright.
Once
and he's
again,
at the 20-10, 5 touchdown for the Firebirds.
Jared, I do not believe my eyes. Malik Hillen on the season is 3 of 9 with 3 passing touchdowns. Oh my goodness. Keon Wright. And you see it once again. They're ready for the run. Once Hillen drops back, there's nobody to get back there. The safety, Austin Plowman, is the closest one, comes from the center of the field, cannot track down the lightning fast Keon Wright, and he ends up hurdling all the way into the end zone. And I think it's safe to say that momentum is back on the Firebird side, Jared.
Fairmont pulling it out. All the stops. 2 huge passing plays in this game for the Firebirds.
Wow, I cannot believe my eyes. Who knew that the Firebirds would be winning 14-7 here at the end of this 3rd quarter? But who knew it would be 2 passing touchdowns?
I don't know the last time Fairmont threw for 2 touchdowns in a game, as the extra point is up and good.
Dave Miller and his
I'm not even
assistant
going to go
coach
through
surprise.
2 passes. I'm going to go. When was the last time Fairmont completed 2 passes in a game?
Here we go, Hillen to Wright, as you see on the replay. Once again, Plowman trying to track him down, misses the leg. And Keon Wright. It's safe to say so far he is the player of the game, as the element of surprise continues to be Dave Miller's best friend. As we head towards the end of this 3rd quarter, what an eventful 3rd quarter, though.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in a 7-second period and an 85-yard touchdown run for the Firebird.
And before that, an up-tempo showcase from Braden Barr and this Miamisburg Vikings. This is high school football at its finest, Jared. So, Fairmont's kicker, Kikubi Toll, 5'10" junior, will be kicking off for the Firebirds. And one more huge drive for the Miamisburg Vikings coming up. And right here at the beginning of the 4th quarter, this is when Dave Miller's system is at its best, because the other sideline doesn't know if it's going to get the ball back, Jared.
Right. After this, if Fairmont gets the ball back, they are very well able to sit on it. It's a high kick, fair catch called, and it is completed. I think the Fairmont got it.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know
Jared.
if that went 10 yards. There's a flag on the play, and there's another one.
Never seen such an odd play.
I think he kicked that higher in the air than it did on the field. But let's see what the ref says. Well, let's look at the replay. It kicks it off from the 40. It has to go to at least the 50 and
pop fly trajectory. It definitely was
kick catch interference. Kicking team. 15 yards.
Oh, they called a kick catch interference.
First down. Miamisburg.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you saw, I don't know who it was, somebody that wasn't expecting the ball for the Vikings on a kickoff, but he called for the fair catch, and they just came in and hit him. But what if Fairmont could have recovered that? It'd be hard to sit on the ball for 12 minutes. Davis, with a carry, gets across the 50.
And good job by Overholzer. As if Davis took that edge, he was almost gone for about 15 yards at least.
If he would have cut it to the next or cut it to the right.
But you saw number 10 on the outside waiting for him, so he had to cut it back inside. And on the contrary, it's a rush for 3 yards. Tamar Thomas in motion. Barr takes it. Penalty on the play, though.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. Fairmont pulling it out. A surprise pass again to take a 7-point lead into the fourth and final quarter. What does Miamisburg have to do to answer back here?
I think they have to do what they did on that last drive, Jared. I don't think Fairmont has fully adjusted to that up-tempo, spread-out offense that Braden Barr was just running up and down with. So I definitely think they have to continue the fast-paced, spread-out offense. And also, you have to get Christian Davis some space. Whatever you have to do, run a screen to the right from the backfield, have him out in the 5-receiver set, get him in a slot screen, something. You've got to give that guy some space to work. He is the most electric playmaker on that team, Jared, and if Christian Davis does not get more opportunities, I don't see Miamisburg coming up with a win.
And they're only down 7. That's the sad thing. I mean, Miamisburg almost forced to score here.
Ivy in motion, handoff to Davis.
Davis cuts it back in, and another play there. If he could have cut it out more, he'd at least have the first down.
Speak of the devil, they give him a carry there. But even if they just continue to constantly do that, Davis is eventually going to break out. Eventually his ball carrier vision is going to prevail. So we see a switch up from the Fairmont defense again with 4 on the line.
Barr throws a dart to the outside, and it is underthrown, intended, it looked like, to Osborne.
It was a crazy miscommunication, but I think Barr felt the pressure right away. As you saw, Fairmont put 4 on the line, blitz 2 from the outside.
And now, what do you do here? 4th and 3 from the 38. A little bit too far for the field goal. And, I mean, Braden Barr has shown he can pin his opponents inside the 20. He has 2 inside the 10, but looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here and go for the 4th.
Christian Davis right here.
Barr back to pass. Bullet across the middle of the field. Incomplete. And 3 flags come in on the play in an obvious pass interference situation.
And wow, another pass interference that is just unnecessary. I didn't think.
Interference. Defense, number 29, 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Indeed, the head official confirms what we thought.
And that one, I thought it was too far in front of the intended receiver for the Vikings. I didn't think it was catchable.
Yeah, I didn't think it was catchable at all, but the way that the Fairmont defender just panicked, I think that's what sold it there.
So the ball's going to be brought up to about the 20.
On the replay.
23.
Definitely a questionable call by the refs. You saw the receiver jump for the ball.
And Miamisburg quickly on the line. Looks like, is that Ivory with the handle? Or end around?
That's a hold.
And
that's a hold by 16 Peyton Myers. Overholzer would have had him from behind, but Myers
was held.
holding the pad there. As you see on the replay, Ivy comes along on the outside
Holding.
right there. Hayden
right
Myers.
there.
Number 16, 10 yards, spot of the foul. First down.
An easy call for the refs there.
So now it's going to be first and about 17 from the 32.
Turnover, penalty.
Just a lot of stuff going against the Vikings these last two drives. Barr back to pass.
There's
Throws it
Davis.
out to Davis. Davis doesn't even get away from the tackle. He's at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 2nd and 18 from the 32.
And you saw Barr holding his hands out like there was some miscommunication from the sideline.
It looked like Davis was supposed to keep running out. Either that or the blockers on the screen didn't get out for the Vikings.
A really good job by Overholzer staying out.
Barr is going to run right up the middle, and he is
my
hit.
goodness,
Tackle.
Trey Baker.
Trey Baker comes in, and I think all Trey did was just hand and swipe at his feet.
That is D1 vision from a linebacker right there.
A loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and 21 now. You see, watch Baker just come up and just dives right at the feet of Barr.
And stifling one of Miamisburg's most dangerous weapons so far this season, the quarterback draw. 3rd and 21, huge play for the Vikings.
Barr back to pass, throws it right up in the middle of the field. It is hauled in at the 20, and it will be close to a first down. I believe that's Osborne with the catch.
And I think Osborne might have gotten it. No, Jared, they're going to say it was 2 yards short.
4th and about a yard and a half. You've got to go for it here if you're the Vikings.
9.5 left, Jared. You don't know if you're getting this ball back. Barr already snaps it.
Barr's going to run. He evades one tackle. He's going to lob it across the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Firebirds.
And Barr panics, throws it into a jump ball. And what do you know? Ethan Somm making his 2nd phenomenal play of the night, taking advantage of the lack of composure from Braden Barr. And you see Trey Baker, the quarterback spy on that one, just tracking him down. McGowan not having the type of awareness as a freshman to try to box out Somm instead of trying to run past him. And it was just a combination of all different types of things on a hectic play on 4th and 2. But nonetheless, it is Fairmont Firebirds ball. 9:40 left, Jared. It is not looking good for the Vikings. So here we go, lined up in a goal line set. No secret about that.
Hillen's going to roll to the right and just run right up the middle for about a gain of 2.
Yeah, you just got to get some space when you're back there.
I mean, I think Miamisburg knows that Fairmont's not going to pass it here because they don't want to stop the clock. They want to keep it going. So if you're Miamisburg, you know that 3 straight runs are going to come at you.
For sure. And you have to, as part of you has to feel bad for the young senior Braden Barr taking over his first year at Miamisburg. A lot of high pressure situations for this first year starter.
Hillen under center. Hands off to Gant. Gant runs right up the middle for about a gain of 2 more on the play. And Gant, surprised to see him back on the field.
It's going to be third, especially right next to the Miamisburg end zone.
3rd and 5 at the 8. 8.5 minutes left. And Fairmont probably won't have to hike the ball until about 8 minutes and about 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and if I'm the defensive captain for the Miamisburg Vikings, if I'm Connor Dye right now, I'm going up and looking in my guys' eyes and saying, this is it. This is the game right here. You can stop the Firebirds and have an easy 7 minutes to catch up and score, especially with the field position they're given right now.
Fairmont calls one of its 2 remaining timeouts. Kind of surprised Fairmont called it so early in the play clock, too.
Yeah, that could end up being huge. Definitely something Miller did not like out there. You see him preaching to his guys right now.
Looking at the Vikings.
So they're going to bring it to about the 9. Jared, what are you expecting here? I'm definitely predicting a run outside the tackles to the right.
The only thing that I don't know is, does Fairmont put it in the hands of Gant? That is the question. Or do you let Hillen just run it right up the middle?
There's a lot of options here, especially with the versatility and ball carriers Fairmont has shown this season.
I don't know if it's a thing about options. I think it's just Miller doesn't want Gant to potentially fumble this one again at Miamisburg's own 8.
So lies in the hands of Dye Musgrove and this Miamisburg D. 3rd and 5.
Hillen's going to run right up the middle. He will be tackled about 2 yards short. And Fairmont only took about a minute and a half off the clock. And I don't know if that's the way that Miller wanted that drive to go.
Good lead block there.
I mean, we've read the stats. Fairmont questionable punting.
And that would have been a first down if not for Kyle Bryant.
And Miamisburg calls one of its remaining 2 timeouts.
Yeah, this is a huge 4th and 1 here. I think Miller's going to pull another trick out of his bag here, Jared. This is definitely a time for it. I think that's why they called the timeout.
We can look through the bag, but I mean, he's pulled out his 2 trick. He passed it twice. That should be it for him for the game.
I definitely don't think Miamisburg is thinking that way.
No, but I mean,
time out on 4th and 1.
Today 0 for 3 on 4th down conversions for the Firebirds. They've missed it. I mean, there was a 4th and 3 and a 4th and 1, and they both missed it by a couple inches. 4th and 1. If you do go for it, are you positive that your line can get up to the 2nd level and at least get either Hillen or Gant across the first down line?
Any given Friday night, Jared, we've seen something that we can never call in years tonight with 2 huge passing plays from the Fairmont Firebirds out of nowhere, pretty much uncovered. So there's no telling what we could see. 4th and 1, up by 7 in enemy territory, giving them amazing field position. 7 minutes and 51 seconds left in this entire game. And Dave Miller's triple option offense comes onto the field.
And they bring in the tonnage. Trey Baker in the backfield.
They're going for it.
Timeout called by Miamisburg. They just called their final timeout.
2 timeouts in a row, Jared, and they definitely did not feel confident about that tonnage in the Fairmont backfield.
And now, if you're Fairmont, you got them to take their last timeout. Do you think they'll just come back out and punt?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't have a lot of confidence in my punting game, as you see so far tonight, as Fairmont not punting at one time. And you got those big boys in front of you. You got Chris Thompson right behind Hillen. You got Garrett Baker, his cousin, right in front of Trey Baker. I think they really trust that formation, Jared, especially with a yard to go and the offensive line being so successful at cutting off that defense with first steps. And these are the moments that you have to love and that make you love high school football, Jared. This is just a slot machine of possibilities here. So you see both respective huddles talking strategy with intense faces.
And it looks like the Firebirds are going to send the weight back out. Baker's back out on the field.
And third time is a charm.
10 seconds left on the play clock. Hillen under center. He's going to hike it, hands it off to Baker. Baker plows through, and he has the first down for the Firebirds.
And out of everything that has happened tonight, that might be the play of the game. It's a 4-yard rush, but so impactful when you look at the game of football. Trey Baker carrying 3 Vikings on him as he burst through the line of defense, as you see on the replay. And wow, it has been a crazy one tonight. No timeouts for Miamisburg. And this steamrolling Firebird offense back on the field with the refreshed downs. It is not quite over yet, though, Jared. Only down 1 score.
And Fairmont just took their last timeout.
So that is 4 timeouts taken in the span of a minute and a half. And this is a chess game right now, Jared. This has been one of the most enlightening games I've watched all year.
7:13 left. This is by far over, but if Fairmont can maybe just get one more first down, Fairmont's looking at picking up their first win of the season potentially. And really, I mean, as we're winding down the fourth quarter, there are at least a couple different options for player of the game so far. I mean, you've got Malik Hillen, who's 2 for 2, passing for 2 touchdowns, or Keon Wright with 2 touchdown receptions. Or what about number 1, Ethan Salm? He has virtually been the Vikings drive killer. 2 interceptions right into the end zone.
Here we go. A red zone looking offense comes out once again on 1st and 10.
Hillen gonna pitch it out to
Keon Wright.
Right, and he is pushed out of bounds. So that's the only good thing there for the Vikings is he pushed him out of bounds.
For sure, you stop that clock, and that's always a benefit.
But a gain of 6 on the play, and that looked like it was just, wow, look at Wright, corral that in.
And that has to make your stomach curl if you're on the Firebird sideline just a little bit.
I don't think Miller's going to call that anymore. He's going to just keep diving right up the middle. He's not going to take a chance on them pitching it out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, just like that, you saw them pushing out of bounds and stopping the clock, too. That's another negative.
And that's another thing he doesn't want. He does not want to be tackled out of bounds. He wants to keep the clock going, and he wants to win with his offense on the field.
7:06 left in the fourth.
2nd and 5. Hilton keeps it. Hilton first down.
Malik Hillen.
2 broken tackles and tackled from behind at about midfield.
What a gorgeous play out of the triple option.
And he looked like maybe get the first down, maybe a couple yards after, but he turns on the afterburners and runs up the field for a huge first down for the Firebirds.
And look at this replay. Tank Gant with the lead. Fake pitch to the outside.
What I wanted to see all night was Gant out blocking, and you saw Gant seal the edge on Plowman.
Now, what a great lead block, but I think that fake pitch deserves another nod. Wow. Excellent breakout speed as well. The Millers have to be proud in that sideline. And Miamisburg's defense has to be a little tired at this point.
Hillen hands off to Gant. Gant runs down to about the 46.
So good job of the Miamisburg defensive line getting some penetration and stopping that tank. 2nd and 7 now. That clock's still ticking.
And you just see, look, coming off the sideline, they're winded, the Vikings
there you see a result of that Fairmont Firebirds triple option offense. And that's exactly what they want to see from the defense.
Play clock is down to 10.
What were the press box numbers?
Hillen under center with play clock at 5. Hillen's going to keep it. He's going to fake the pitch. He's going to have enough for the first down, and he's going to be down to about the 28.
And if this turns out to be a Fairmont win, you're going to look back at this last drive and say, this Hillen kid sealed it. And some great blocks, and you also have to attribute how exhausted this Miamisburg defense is. Hands on hips. They are breathing heavy, but at the same time, Malik Hillen making some huge plays in the fourth quarter.
5 minutes and 10 seconds left. Fairmont with a 1st and 10 at the 32.
And if I know anything about the Fairmont offense, they're going to wait till that clock says 2 or 1 every time.
Miamisburg hoping for a fumble or something, and Hillen's just going to keep it. Runs up the middle. Hillen 20, and he is tackled from behind by Plowman.
Another phenomenal run on this gassed Miamisburg defense.
And as you watch this play, Fairmont does not look like an 0-5 team on the field tonight.
And with each game, you can kind of see both teams' improvements. Miamisburg is also playing exponentially better almost every single game. But if anyone comes up to anybody at Fairmont and says the triple option does not work, Dave Miller will hold his hands out and point to this game. This is a direct result of that type of offense.
He took a 1-9. He went 1-9 in his first year and took him to back postseason appearances on the triple option.
And once again, we emphasize the little battles.
Hillen going to keep it again. This is the 4th straight play the Firebirds have ran that, and it's come up for huge yardage.
And his breakaway speed starts prevailing more throughout the game as you see the defense start to erode. So 2nd and 4, 4 minutes left in the red zone. This is not looking good for the Vikings, Jared, at all. This game slowly starts to slip away, and with so much fatigue, it's hard to do something about it.
And Fairmont is keeping the ball into their own hands. They're the for sure hands of Hillen, not fumbling it. And Hillen's going to pull it out, and he will be close. He will actually have the first down in the goal-to-go situation.
And some frustration from the Vikings D there. Saw a couple shoves and some words exchanged. So you got a 1st and goal situation. Clock slowly ticking. And Jared, with this clock ticking down, you have to think about the 2 back-to-back timeouts taken on that 4th and 1 play. It's so essential to the game.
Play clock is down to 3, hiked at 2. Gant gets the carry up the middle. Gant down to the 1. And at this point, I mean, yes, you'd be down 2 possessions, but if you're Miamisburg, don't you just get out of the way and let them score so you can get your offense back out on the field?
I don't know, man. I've learned over the 4 years that I've been doing this to not be too quick to predict anything. Anything could happen. We could see a fumble and a defensive touchdown right here for all I know.
Well, we just want to know, for any Fairmont fans watching, if they fumble, it's Jeff who said it.
So you got Malik Hillen. You got Elijah Swallow in front of Tank Gant. Thompson in motion.
Right, Gant, carry. Gant.
Another fumble. Oh, my goodness. Take Gant. It pops out the back of his elbow.
Fairmont fumbles at the 4-yard line.
I cannot believe my eyes, Jared. As you see on the MVCC Game of the Week replay, he literally fumbles it on his fullback. You cannot make this up, folks. Your MVCC Game of the Week 6 is not over yet. 14-7. Fairmont is up. No timeouts for any team. 2 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. And you'll see Braden Barr surge back onto the field to try to carry this Miamisburg Vikings offense to a game-winning drive.
96 yards between the Vikings and a potential tying score.
And already starting the play now, getting the business early. Barr
throws it out to Osborne, and he gets out of bounds.
An efficient curl as Caleb Young playing off reasonably so. But you got to defend that sideline, Jared. You cannot allow Miamisburg to keep on getting outside. And these are the games that make people love football. Right here.
5 wide for the Vikings. Barr's going to roll to the right.
Garrett Baker getting right out.
And somehow completes it on. No, he does not. He is forced out of bounds on the catch.
And great secondary defense. But how about the explosion from Garrett Baker? He's hungry. He is feeling this moment right now. Great first step off the edge for number 9. And that'll bring up a big 3rd and 3 now. Well, the Vikings, why am I saying big? Every play is big at this point.
3rd and 3 from the 12, a minute 55 left.
And as hectic and as many motions are going through everybody, you gotta love it. You gotta love the game of football.
Barr throws it to the outside. Play is blown dead.
Full start. Number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
And the nerves are getting to the Vikings a little bit.
False start on Evan MacGyver.
And that is a very big part of this team. One of the most seasoned veteran linemen, one of the most impactful linemen, making a crucial mistake here in these final minutes. 3rd and 8 now for Braden Barr.
3rd and 8, a minute 54. Well, they should. I mean, I know it's not going to make a difference, but they should put the 1 second back on the clock. Barr's going to roll out to the right. Barr's got to at least try and get something upfield. Barr will be run upfield and gets out of bounds. And
oh
a 15
my goodness.
Yard, and that's a late hit out of bounds.
Baker has to stop his momentum there.
That's a first down play on top of now a 15-yard penalty.
Wow, what a crucial mistake for the trusted senior captain.
Good play. Good ball. Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds, number 42 defense. 15 yards from into the run. First down.
So now a minute 46. They will be up to the 35-yard line, the Vikings will.
And like a soap opera, Jared, this game just keeps on getting juicier.
Referee stopped something on the sideline. Oh, the chain wasn't set.
And only rushing 3 now. Fairmont is wisely doing.
Now here comes up the 4th. Fairmont on a late blitz. Barr in middle of the field. And it is in and out of the hands.
Goodness, that is the second pick drop today by Jalen Razor.
Razor in and out of his hands. 2nd and 10, a minute 41 left on the 35.
Wow, you have to be kicking yourself if you're Jalen Razor, especially if they get something on this drive.
Barr and shotgun. Barr back to pass. Throws a bullet to the outside, and it is incomplete, intended to McGowan.
There's some confusion. I thought it was going to go to Davis for a few seconds, who was covered.
3rd and 10. If you're Miamisburg, you've at least got to get, I would say, up to about a gain of 7 or 8 on this play. Make a 4th down more manageable if you can't pick up the 10 yards on this.
Great job by the Fairmont 3 on the line. They're rushing 4 now.
Barr back to pass. Barr striking middle of the field, and it is
That's
incomplete.
Gonna be a flag, I think.
No flags on the play. And I know Miamisburg sideline is heated, but 4th and 10, you cannot do anything to get a penalty on the sideline.
And let's see the MVCC Game of the Week replay here. Oh,
that is like
bang, bang play.
Yeah, bang,
Great
bang
call
play.
by the refs. No way of telling that with the naked eye, Jared. Great call.
So here it is, 4th and 10, the play of the game.
This is it, Jared. Barr drops back.
Barr throws it down to Davis for a check down. No blocking out in front. Davis is out to the 30, but that is going to be it. Fairmont takes over on downs with a minute and a half left.
And the Firebirds line, sideline explodes. And Tank Gant is probably the happiest person over there, Jared, as his fumble did not lose the game.
So a minute 27 left. Fairmont just 2 knees away from this one being over, and the Firebirds picking up their first victory of the season.
And fantastic job overall by Lance Schneider. He gave it his best effort, especially on a drive like that. But the drive before this one, Jared, is the one that did it. Hillen constantly pounding the ball for big plays. And overall, after that, it's really hard to get a game-winning drive when they know what you're going to do.
Hillen takes 1 knee, 34 seconds on the clock, or on the play clock.
So you see him reset. And I have a feeling it's going to be quiet for the next minute as Fairmont slowly starts to win this game.
So 48 seconds left. Play clock at 3. That'll be it. Fairmont will have to hike it one more time with about a 3-second difference between a play clock. But player of the game honors, I think it's pretty unanimous tonight. I think it's going to be wide receiver Keon Wright for the Firebirds. 2 electrifying touchdown catches. I mean, granted, Hillen had that brilliant drive before Miamisburg, before that fumble by the Firebirds, but Wright showed the explosiveness. Wright will be your player of the game for the Firebirds as they pick up their first win of the season on the road. And Hillen lines up one more time in victory formation, and that one will do it. Fairmont picks up their first win on the road in a 14-7 victory over the Miamisburg Vikings.
Such an electrifying game, Jared,
Right.
back and forth.
A battle of two teams that didn't matter about their record. They came in. This is probably one of the better ones we've had all year.
We predicted this too.
And Fairmont will move to 1-5. Miamisburg will fall to 1-5. Next week, we will see these Fairmont Firebirds in action against the Centerville Elks. Definitely going to be an interesting one in that one. For signing off for the rest of the Miami Valley Communications crew, Jared Bergstrom and Jeff Allen. There you see, final score, Fairmont wins 14-7.
That's all, folks.